Hello everyone and welcome to PendulumEdu, and in this session for vocabulary we are back with an article. This is a recent article for you to get on with the vocabulary. This one is based on Mr. Dhoni's retirement. Now this is a big news, or you can say a hot potato in terms of cricket, right? In the world of cricket, this is something that has come up as a shock to some and surprised many. So different people, or I would say varied group of people, have their own interpretations and they feel a bit shunned. Now it says end of a run on MS Dhoni's retirement from international cricket. Now end of a run is similar to end of an era, right? It's a time, or it's a particular time zone that has come to an end with his retirement. It says Dhoni's retirement marks the end of an era in which India won all the big ones. Now we're all aware that the victories that we've made, the achievements that the country has had in his time, or the time when he was leading the team. So his retirement definitely marks the end of this particular era wherein India has managed to bag all the major victories or trophies. Now it says cricket in India has often been littered with stereotypes. Littered with stereotypes, it is full of, okay, stereotypes is a noun. Stereotype is a belief or a principle which has been held for long and is fixed or is in use for many years. Like it's an old saying, kind of a thing, that a particular thing or a set of belief or a principle that has been in use for a long span of time and is fixed. कहते हैं ना, कोई चीज जो कि घिसा पिटा है, right? Something that is in use for a long span of time and has not changed at all. It is the same. So it is said that Indian cricket is full of stereotypes, much akin to the great Indian rope trick. Now we are all aware this rope trick is in relation or pertaining to the circus or the tricks performed in circus. The rope trick, we know the tightrope walk is what we are referring to right here. Much akin to the Indian rope trick, which is much similar to. Akin is, it means similar to something, okay? Now here it's used as an adjective, alright? कहते कोई चीज similar है, उसके समान है, like it is same in nature or in appearance. The game was reduced to the tropes of wristy batsmen and magical spinners. Reduced to the tropes of, trope is used in the metaphor. I would just write it a metaphor. It is used as a metaphorical way here, right here, and it is a kind of a figure of speech stated, because it is what it is doing. It is comparing the tricks performed in the tightrope walk in terms of Indian rope trick to the tricks or to the ways opted by the cricketers, like maybe whether it's the batsmen or the bowlers. So they are relating it that the tricks they perform, they are the wristy batsmen. Wristy is an adjective which refers to the movement of your wrist, okay? Now the moment I say wristy batsmen, they perform or they play with their wrists, right? This is what they have. This is the, I would say this is their power, okay? And for bowlers, it is termed magical spinners, okay? The sports was also blinkered to ancient geographical contours, often linked to royalty or the erstwhile British presidencies of Bombay, Madras and Calcutta. Now, when I say the sport was also blinkered, it is giving reference, okay? reference to ancient geographical contours, often linked to royalty or the erstwhile. Erstwhile is an adjective which means former, या आप कह सकते हो पहला या फिर पुराना. British presidencies of Bombay, Madras and Calcutta, this is what it refers to, the sport, that is cricket. It brings back or it refers to, हमें वापस किसकी तरफ ले जाता है, either the ancient geographic contours or the former British presidencies. Now, despite these boxy references, boxy is an adjective and it means, you can say, crammed references or something that is not much over, like people are not much interested in it. Okay, तो insignificant तो नहीं कह सकते, but something that is not of much of interest to people these days. Okay, that is boxy. Now, Kapil Dev emerged as an all-rounder from Haryana, and after him, it was Mahendra Singh Dhoni's turn to stun the Pandits. Now, Pandits here is not the priest that we are talking about, because this is not P-A-N-D-I-T-S, this is P-U-N-D-I-T-S. It means scholars or people who are skilled in this particular field. So, this is noun. Here, Pandit is noun, okay? यहाँ पर आप कहोगे एक तरीके से जो बहुत ही कौशलशाली हैं या जो बहुत ही knowledgeable हैं in terms of the sport. Hailing from Jharkhand, never previously known for its prowess. Now, prowess, its prowess, which means if we're talking about the state Jharkhand's prowess. Prowess is noun, which means the pride it holds. Prowess is some sort of skill or the pride that something, maybe a person or a thing that it holds. So the prowess, the pride or the skill that the state held, that is Jharkhand, it was not known before. Further it says, Dhoni kept dismantling cliches as he built a splendid career that defied odds and technical benchmarks. It says he kept on dismantling cliches, like dismantling, breaking. Dismantling is a verb, मतलब किसी चीज को टुकड़ों में बांट देना. Okay, that is dismantling. Cliche मतलब एक तरीके, for instance, if I talk about myself, if I am skilled in a particular section, that is my cliche. For example, if I talk about 4 sections, that is English language and comprehension, aptitude, reasoning, and maybe general awareness. So my cliche is English language and comprehension. So that is my expertise. So what Dhoni did, he kept on dismantling cliche. He kept on breaking or उनको like टुकड़ों में बांट कर divide करते करते he kept on working on other things, other sections also, other parts also, and therefore was able to build a splendid career, and he could defy the odds, like he could manage and he could overcome all the challenges that came in his way. So defy is to overcome, odd is challenges, odd is noun, defy is a verb. And technical benchmarks, जो भी set benchmarks थे, जो criteria थे, उनको हमेशा से he could actually surpass those. I would clear the screen and then we would move ahead. Further it says, as a batsman and wicket keeper, aesthetics was not his strong point. Aesthetics, that is a set of principle. So he could not follow these principles, like he was not a man who would stick to a particular set of rules as a batsman and wicket keeper, but supreme athleticism, innate talent. Innate is an adjective which means inborn. कहते हैं ना, something that a person has by birth. Okay, जन्म से कोई चीज़ if you have, that is inborn talent or innate talent. So he had a calm head and a remarkable effectiveness in the crunch, made him an outstanding player. He was these are the reasons why he was an amazing and outstanding player. Further it is said, if there was a pattern to him, it was his unpredictability, that is uncertainty. Like no one knew what would happen. it is noun. Okay. Be it the way he dealt with opposition bowlers, led India and timed his goodbyes from tests in 2014 or limited overs international cricket this Saturday. In the first instance, that is example. Instance means an example. किसी तरीके का example दे रहे हो, okay? The BCCI issued a statement, and in the second, the former India captain picked Instagram as his medium. So, through Instagram, he announced his retirement from international cricket, wherein BCCI issued a statement at first. The initial reaction of overwhelming shock. Now, see, overwhelming is not always used with the positive section. Overwhelming is the sense of having extra of something. Okay, so when I say overwhelming joy, it gives me a positive aspect. When I say overwhelming sorrow or overwhelming shock, it could be used in a negative connotation also. So overwhelming shock quickly became an acceptance of his quirks. Quirk is noun. It is a, I would say, it is behavior or person, a particular person, or I would say the way a person acts or behaves is a quirk. Now, if I talk about a person's sense of humor, that could be one such example if I'm quoting. Okay, and then it sunk in. An era had ended in the Indian cricket. Now, this is again reiterated here. Now, another example has been quoted, I would say, referring to MS Dhoni, of Sourav Ganguly. If Sourav Ganguly helped India tide past the match-fixing crisis of 2000, Dhoni took his side to greater heights and India became the #1 team in tests during 2009. So he says, on one hand, if we had Sourav Ganguly who could drive us through the crisis of 2000 in terms of when it comes to match fixing, Dhoni on the other hand, he made us reach heights and he drove us through again, and he took us to this height of being termed as the best team in the tests during 2009. But it was ODIs in 2020s that enhanced Dhoni's aura. It was in the abridged versions that he was at his supreme best. Abridged versions, abridged is an adjective, which means it was quoted in short. Okay, versions that he was at his supreme best, flexing those helicopter sixes. Flexing, hitting, bending, flexing. It's a verb. कहते हैं झुकना, तो जो कि he used to just bend down and hit the six. Affecting mind-boggling stumpings. Mind-boggling is something that gives you amusement. You get amused. You surprise and shock altogether. Okay? That is mind-boggling. It's an adjective. Being astute in his field placement. Astute is wise. A person who has this knowledge of what is right and what is wrong is astute. कहते हैं ना, a person जो कि बहुत समझदार है, that is astute. Opposite to astute is shrewd, that is clever, चालाक, जो अपने selfish motive के लिए ही काम करता है. Running between wickets, seemingly at the speed of light and making his men believe that they could win big trophies is what he had in himself. Further, it says, as a leader, he anchored India to 3 ICC titles, 2007 World 2020, 2011 World Cup and 2013 Champions Trophy. So, these were the 3 big ICC titles that he gave us. In the chase, he was often in the zone and until age caught up with him. It was certainty that Dhoni will guide India home. There was an earthy intelligence about him. Earthy intelligence, that is direct intelligence, something that, this is an adjective, जो एकदम सीधा सीधा कोई काम. So he had this direct, straightforward intelligence, and during his years as a skipper, at times he would sit cross-legged in the corridor and give a pep talk to the youngsters. A pep talk, it's a noun. It means a talk intended to boost one's confidence and enthusiasm. ठीक है, किसी को प्रोत्साहित करना. That is what pep talk is all about. He had his unique style, and Indian cricket will be poorer without him, no doubt, right? Indian cricket would definitely miss him. Though at 39, the sands of time were running out for him. Sands of time here, it's a phrase, it's an idiom that relates to the hourglass, the passage of time in the hourglass. If you keep the hourglass, the sand falls, and we can count, or we can have a count of 1 hour. So sands of time is referring to the same here. So it was sands of time was running out for him. Dhoni the cricketer would still be in vogue. He would be in vogue, which means he would be in trend. Vogue is noun, which means trend or fashion. वो तब भी trend में रहेंगे. As the Chennai Super Kings captain in the eminent, that is important or prominent, well known, ठीक है, adjective है eminent, माना हुआ या जाना हुआ. Indian Premier League. In the coming years, those IPL days will dwindle, diminish, खो जाएंगे. It's a verb. But his permanence in the pantheon of cricketing greats is assured. Pantheon is a group of learned people in different fields. For example, if I talk about cricket, the pantheon would be the cricketers, different cricketers who have, for instance, I could name a few. For Kapil Dev, Sachin Tendulkar, the group would be a pantheon for them, would be termed as a pantheon. So here it's a pantheon of cricketing greats is assured, जिसे हम कहते हैं एक देव समूह, okay, in Hindi. So pantheon here is noun. So he would be there in the pantheon, that is assured for sure, right, in the cricketing greats. So this was the article about the retirement of MS Dhoni that was announced yesterday. So the words that we've discussed are even related to cricket, that is one way, but the other thing is related to person's personality. So I would term it that we've learned many adjectives today. Many adjectives, because we on one hand were talking about the cricket and cricketing, I would say the entire aura. We were also talking about this particular cricketer's personality. So we have discussed many nouns along with many adjectives. So I wish and I want you to focus on these words. Look for the synonyms, antonyms, work on the phrases associated to the same, and keep learning and growing. The word that I would take for today would be, let's take this, that is pantheon. The pantheon is a noun, which is a group of learned people. Learned or skilled people in a particular field. Alright. So I wish and I would ask you to frame your sentences. Let us know any comment you can write to us. Also, the list of words is available on the site. You have to go to the study material section in the Hindu vocabulary part and you get the list right there. So I would come up with the next session soon for you people with many other words that we have to discuss. Till then, practice these words and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for your regular sessions. Thank you so much.